All right, guys, happy Monday. First and foremost, I didn't post anything over the weekend. I did do a sprint session, and for not sprinting in 10 years, I was absolutely wrecked. I'm still a little wrecked from it, and it's pretty sad, but it's one reason why I wanted to do it. Today we have overhead presses and a nice deadlift circuit paired with some push-ups and potentially something else. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started. See you guys in a minute.
Complicated process, and there was a particular point at which the brain suddenly dramatically increased in size. So that's the point I'm referring to. When the brain dramatically increased in size and then led to the advent of Homo sapiens, the gut also shrank, which would suggest that we were getting a different type of nutrition, a more efficient type of nutrition, likely animal fat, very likely animal fat, and it's not particularly high in salt. And so she has a post that was saying something like the carnivore diet is never a high salt diet. And yeah, so I think it's the electrolyte issues. Paul Saladino's talked about the fact that if your insulin is crushed too low for too long, it'll increase the SHBG, which will lower your free testosterone. That's not good. Yeah, it's just the ancestral diets he was talking about. Some really simple, just some very kind of wholesome, straightforward. Some had carbs, some didn't.
Yeah, and if like a keto diet causes like a couple little negative side effects, maybe you just sprinkle in a little bit of carbohydrate and you're fine.
Or you do like keto for 3 weeks and then something else for 3 weeks. And, yeah.
I think that makes a lot of sense too. I personally like shifting my diet around.
Based on, our experience with randomized controlled trials. Number one, for managing hunger is probably going to be eating more whole foods and less ultra-processed foods. That's become quite obvious. We have studies now showing people tend to eat as many as 500 extra calories a day when they're eating ultra-processed, hyper-palatable, calorie-dense foods. It's important that I make the distinction between all three of those things. Whey protein is ultra-processed, but it's not hyper-palatable or calorie-dense. So the processing itself isn't really what drives those foods to be overconsumed. It's a combination of sugars, fats, and salt, calorie density, and hyperpalatability. And those are, it's not like we don't know what those are. That's your drinking, your sugar, your fast foods, and your pastries, and those kinds of things. Clearly, those tools are higher satiety foods like whole foods and protein and fiber. But now we get into all these different types of diets. We've got, which I'm going to categorize in one of three ways. There's only three kinds of diets for weight loss in the system. Joined by Dr. P. Credit for this. CR, DR, and TR. Those are the three paths that you can take, the three diets that people can choose. CR is calorie restriction. That's where you count calories. Look at the labels. Use an app. Weigh and measure your food. That's an option. That's a very viable pathway that people can be successful in diet.
1 second.
When you're done,
DR is dietary restriction. That's your eliminating food groups or macros. That's your keto folks, your vegan folks, your carnivore folks, your Whole30s. All of those diets tell you to good food, bad food. Eliminate these.
Spend less money and still get the top 7 forms of magnesium for better sleep, stress management, improved mood, and so much more, all in one bottle. The thing is, when you get all 7 critical forms of magnesium, pretty much every function in your body gets upgraded. Right now, the entire month of November, the makers of Magnesium Breakthrough are having a Black Friday blowout sale on all of their products. All month long, you'll get a discount code plus access to up to $100 in free gifts with purchase. This is the best time to stock up and take advantage of all the free extras you're going to get. You can only get this exclusive deal right through my link, which is special for my podcast audience. You won't find this deal on Amazon or even the company's website. Just go to buyoptimizers.com/THRU and use the code DREW.
At the end of the day, if you're going to lose weight, you have to get into a those are other methods or ways that you caloric deficits by eliminating food groups or just by eliminating the amount of time that you eat in a day. And the result of that is that if you lose weight, you create a calorie deficit intentionally or unintentionally. Whether or not you can maintain that over time long term becomes still the most important. Like you say, for instance, I coined the term compliance is the science. Ultimately, whatever diet path you choose.
All right, guys, that's that. All in all, I feel good. It's a good lift, pretty challenging. I was gonna do a lower core on that circuit, but with the push-ups on the bar, like, I got a lot of core activation, so I'm okay with it. What else? I did do arms off screen, so I got a nice little cosmetic pump from that. Yeah, listening to Power Project. There was one that released recently about fasting, and that's what I was listening to, and then after that went off, I had a stand efforting one on. So, but yeah, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, shoot them below, I'll get to you. Otherwise, like, comment, subscribe. See you guys next time. Take care.